What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Today, very exciting one. We are finally putting the beautiful, and I mean absolutely gorgeous, 268 cams from Techtonics Tuning into the wagon. Let's get it. So for being a completely stock 12v VR6 with just an intake, a resonator delete, and a Remus muffler in the back, the car sounds pretty good and it's very fun to drive. But we can definitely make it more fun to drive and sound even better. So with all that being said, it is time to jump in, pull them stock cams out, get our new lovely 268s put in. I've never done cams in a Mark IV, I've done them on a Mark III, and even though this one does have a two-piece manifold, meaning it splits right down here, it does look like in a Mark III, there's not enough room to get to all the bolts down there. So I do believe, I think I could probably finesse if I really tried, but it's probably easier and smarter. Pull the front end slightly back, put in like service mode, so to speak. That way there's more room to actually access the bolts down here, and that crossover pipe's in my way. So I'm gonna move this back just a little bit, then we can go ahead and start pulling off all this stuff right here. All right, so very quickly before we get started, I remembered a good portion of my tools are actually in the back of my because I brought them with me for depths of the gap. In case the car broke down, I want to have tools to be able to fix the car. So a lot of my stuff is not here, but I still think I have enough to do this. I don't need like that much. I think we should be fine. We should be fine. We should be fine. On the bright side though, I, like probably most people who mess with their cars, I've collected doubles and triples and quadruplets of most of my tools over the years. Now this section of you have your nice tools that are organized, and you have the drawers like this that just have your duplicates. But I should still have, I need this, I should still have enough between all of this extra stuff to get today done. We should be fine. Step one is complete. The front bumper's off, and I've taken out the bolts that hold the front end to the frame rails. So there's two here, one and two on the side, T30 here, and a T30 there, and I've simply just scooched it back ever so slightly, enough that I can get down here and more room to work. You can see we have to hit all these. This one right there, those two right there, those two in there, and that one right there. That should be all the bolts that hold the upper intake manifold to the lower piece. Obviously your stuff back here, but this is the tight section we have to get more room to work into. So this should be enough room to do everything we gotta do. So our next step will consist of getting the plug wires unplugged and out of the way, getting our engine plastics off, out of the way. We'll disconnect our intake tube somewhere either here or there, but just again out of the way. We have all these vacuum lines on the back of the manifold. Those got to go as well. We just want everything that's on top of the intake manifold off and separated. Then last we'll do the bolts up here, lift it up and off. They'll be to the valve cover, and then I'll explain that step once we get there. Okay, so making fantastic progress so far. You can see the intake manifold is now off and out of the way. Like I said before, if you just pull the front end slightly forward, it gives you just enough room to sneak in here, remove all those bolts. We're not too bad. I also left the throttle body connected to all these factory coolant lines. If you don't have this, then it's different for you. But for me, all the OEM coolant lines are still here. I don't want to spill coolant anywhere, so that can all just stay and just hang out right there. Our next step will be to remove the valve cover here. Now, I don't remember how much RTV I used when I did this the last time we did the chains and everything, but It already kind of feels like I used a lot, and I can't yell at the previous owner because it's me. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through and do a little bit of prying here because, yeah, no one to blame myself, but it's fine. All right, so a little bit of persuasion later. I think we got her. I didn't use too much, but I don't see no leaking, so you know what? It is what it is. Come on, gasket. Voila. Valve cover off. And everything inside here looks to be, at first glance, good shape. Nothing looks torn up. I don't see any metal shavings. Cams look like they're wearing as they should. All good things. I love that. You guys, a quick close-up look inside the cylinder head. Like I said, everything looks to be in great shape. I don't see any type of weird wear marks. I don't see any metal or debris into the head. Everything looks to be just as it should, which is always a great thing to see. So now our next order of business is to go through, rotate the engine in TDC, use our provided cam lockout tool, lock the cams like so. That way the top end is good to go. Then we can go ahead and remove the upper cover, the retention bolt back there, and all this kind of mess right here, and actually go through and remove the cams out of the car. All right, so if we look under the car here, you can see right in there, we have lined up our crank with our factory TDC mark. That's lined up and good to go. And now up here, you can see the cams are sitting flat. Our tool right there will now slide into place, locking our cams. So the engine is now in top dead center. Our cam lockup plate's now been installed. Now we can go through and remove our upper cover, our retention bolt, and some of that mess over there. Alright, so if I didn't miss any bolts, there's 3 on this side, 3 on that side, 2 at the bottom, and the tensioner bolt. We should now be able to gently tap this. Normally I use a mount, but I don't have it right now. I don't know where it's at. We'll just put this here, give her a little. Oh, she seems so solid. I didn't miss any bolts, did I? Oh, I might have. I did, right there. I missed a bolt. I missed 2 bolts. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Just kidding, stand by. So yeah, if you were curious, there is 8 bolts of the 5mm, 8 of these, 2 6mm at the bottom. That's what holds this on, but that's why we always gently tap as to not break anything. And now, I believe now it should move much easier. Aha, see that? You see that? There we are. Great. So there goes our upper cover after I get all these things. I like having a stock engine bay, but there's like so much stuff just in the way. You gotta kind of finagle your way around, but it's fine. Once I wiggle this out of here, we can get to taking off the cam gears here, and then yeah, we'll get these out of here in not too long. So after that last clip, I thought I hit stop, and I didn't hit stop, so I kept recording. And when I hit start, it actually stopped it. So I missed me breaking these bolts free. Also, I used that, totally forgot they sent me this, which sits on top like so. I'm pretty sure that's what this is for, to have me not do that, but I messed up with recording, and I messed up not using that. It is what it is. Either way, these both broke free, no problem. 15mm big breaker bar, and just pop them free very carefully. Don't strip that out. But those are good to go. We'll go ahead and spin those off. I'll get something to hold the chain up like so, and then go through and slowly back off all our 13mm here, and the cams are coming out. Cam gears are off. Our chain is being held up by our bungee cord just so the whole thing doesn't fall and, like, you know, go flying down there. And then all the 13s that hold the camshaft in place with the cam caps right here are also off, just breaking free and slowly work back and forth, letting the whole thing go up nice and easy. And now these will be ready to just come right off. We'll set them down in order, make sure they go back in the right spot. And then yeah, cams are about to be officially out of the car. All right, intake cam officially out. Everything looks to be in good shape as it should. So goodbye stock cam and goodbye stock cam. I don't know the exact like duration or like the lift of the stock cam. I assume it's probably closer to like, I don't know, I have no idea actually, like maybe I'm going to 268, stock must be like 250 maybe, I have no idea. If you know what the stock cam size in a Mark IV is, let me know, because I'm not quite sure. But they're going away. We don't need them anymore, but we'll save them in case someone else needs them or I need to go back for some reason. But there we are. And then all of our lifters, quick little once over here, but everything in the cylinder head looks to be in beautiful shape. So I'm very thankful for that. All right, now that all the boring stuff's done, now, oh, we've all been waiting for the 268s going in the wagon. All right, so the next step will be going under the car, backing the crank off TDC, maybe like a smidge, not very far, just back enough that the pistons are down. And as we tighten down the cam caps and they push down, we're not pushing the valves into the pistons. That way nothing's touching. Then after that, we can rotate the cams back to where this lines up and then rotate the engine back to TDC, put our cam gear on, and just go from there. All right, we're going to gently set these in. And there will be a spot where there's the least resistance, where all the lobes on the camshafts are not pointing down, which is pretty much where I got this one right now, where this one's facing up. We'll have to rotate it back this way, back in TDC. But as we press this down and the valves and everything go down, we don't want anything to smack. So this will be the least resistance point. So there is our exhaust cam. And same for the intake here, which this front one should be pointing pretty much straight down, but we're going to set it just off of that. There. That's going to be the point where everything is not pushing down. And then we'll go through with some assembly lube over all of these, make sure everything's covered, and then cam caps back on, and we'll slowly send them all down. Ooh, they look nice. I can already hear the sound in my head. It's gonna sound fantastic. Gorgeous. Those look in there. Like I said, you can see how all of the cam lobes, none are pointing straight down, and it's sitting, each one's touching the lifter here, but nothing's actually pushing down. All of the 13s back on and the cam caps back in place. We'll just go through with our 13 mil and just slowly snug them all down, just going around and around and around. You don't want to put too much pressure on one side, but again, there's not much pressure on the cams at all right now anyways, so just work them down to snug and then just keep snugging all around so they're fully tight. And I think it's like 15 or 20 foot-pounds, maybe less than that. I have to look it up, I'll make sure, but we're gonna go little by little and just snug them all up. That they are all snugged up all the way. We'll grab our torque wrench, make sure they're all the way where they're supposed to be, and we're good to go. All right, cams are in. All of our cam caps are back on, torque down, good to go. What we'll do next, you can see the little cutout in each cam is facing almost straight up. We need to rotate both the cams this way, that we can fit our tool back in place so we know where the cams are supposed to be. So we'll take our wrench here, right in the spot right there, and we're going to simply rotate the cam very carefully. If you feel any type of resistance or it's hitting, we might have to back the crank off a little bit more, but I think I've done it enough now. That way as we move it, there should be no resistance and get both cams to where they're supposed to be. Once that's done, we'll go under the car, rotate the crank back to TDC, and once that's done, we can toss our cam gears back on, throw our chain back on, and start the reassembly process. All right, so I had to back the crank off a little bit more. you can feel pretty clear as day as you go to rotate the cam. It'll turn a little bit and it'll just like stop and you can feel you're touching. So back the crank a little bit more and then you can move it much easier. So now we should be just about there. And it rotates nice and gently. There's no, it's like tight because obviously there's pressure, but you're not hitting like a wall. It's a very distinctive feeling. So this one should be about there, give or take. So there's that cam. We'll do the same for this one. Once our plate goes in, we know in the right spot. Then we can go down to the bottom and adjust from there. So both of our cams have been rotated. You can see our plate now fits in no problem. It's not super tight. It just slides right in as it should. So we know this section is good to go. I'm gonna go back down, line up my crank back to the time mark on the bottom of the engine. And once that's done, we'll do our cam gears, our chain, and just, yeah, again, little by little reassemble, just work backwards from what you just did before. This is the most important part, is making sure these are in time, but we're looking pretty good so far. Cam gears are back on and good to go. Now we can use this fancy tool from Techtonics Tuning. So instead of using like the adjustable wrench to hold one side, this will slide on like so. And I believe this is meant to hold this so I can torque the side down and have it not rotate on me at all, which is very nice. So I don't have my big torque wrench, but thankfully this one goes up high enough. So these are torqued down to 74. We'll do that here in just a second. And again, this tool is gonna make life so easy. So again, massive shout out and thank you to Techtonics Tuning for providing the cams, the tool, and the tool. They're just hooking it up, getting the wagon a little bit more spicy. This tool is fantastic. It's so nice. So nice. We just pop her off, spin her around, slide her right down the front cam. What a fantastic tool. Snug her up, and then we just give her a nice little bam. 74 foot-pounds of torques. Voila. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put the upper cover back on, rotate the engine around a handful of times, make sure everything's good to go, it lines back up, and then yeah, we can finish our reassembly process. Whew, I'm excited. Do make sure, do not try and rotate the engine without the tensioner bolt on. If there's no tension back here, you're gonna have a bad time. So make sure, before you ever rotate the engine around, upper cover, tensioner bolt first. Then you can spin it around and you're good to go. But if you do it beforehand and that's not on there, you're gonna have a bad time. So I went through, rotated the engine over a couple times, lined back with TDC. As you can see, our plate fit right back in, meaning top end and bottom end are in time, good to go. We shouldn't ruin anything. Now I'm gonna go through, get our new valve cover gasket in, our new intake manifold gaskets, the orange ones in there. Again, all provided from Techtonics Tuning. Again, shout out to those guys for providing everything I need to make all this happen. And then we can go ahead and close her up. But also on this one, so last time I did cams on Miley, we tossed the cams in, started the car up, good to go. On this one, it says right here, after installing the camshafts, allow the engine to sit for 2 hours while rotating the engine a quarter turn every 15 minutes. Now, yeah, I said the first time I did cams, we put them in, rotated it over, make sure it was good, started up, and no issues, but they gave me instructions to follow, so I figured I should probably follow them. We rotated it once already, so as I'm putting the car back together over the next 2 hours, we'll rotate it to blow the pressure off. That way when I shut the car, hopefully nothing goes wrong. Which, again, I probably shut the car right now and probably no issues, but if it does have an issue, I'd rather not. So we're gonna try and do it the proper way. Also, Larry's here.
What's up, guys?
Late.
Late.
All right, valve cover is back on, all bolted down. All this side is pretty much done. Back here is mostly done minus the throttle body. We have our new gaskets in the intake manifold. The old ones weren't really bad. I replaced them about 20,000 miles ago. We did the last service, but to have fresh ones is always good. So that's done. We're also going through and rotating the engine a quarter turn every 15 minutes. So that's getting done as this is getting done. So by the time this is done, we should pretty much be right about time to start it up, which is sick. Yeah, almost there. Just the tedious bits now, but moving along.
So freaking fun.
Christian's got jokes tonight.
Here's my T30 though. That's what the big problem is.
I'd be willing to bet.
Go ahead. Bet me.
That's where you last left it.
Yeah, probably, you ain't wrong.
I see. Can't remember a time I ever was.
We're so close to being done.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I mean, like this is done, and I've been doing what we're probably on our almost to our like 2-hour mark, and I've been rotating this bad boy around. I haven't felt anything lock up on me, so I feel like I did a decent job as I stripped the crank bolt out.
Right.
Get on there, bud. A little half turn. Great. It's going around a while, which is nice. Yeah, this is almost done. Wow.
It's coming together. It's coming together nice.
This
only had to do that like 2 times, 3 times.
Made me want to almost play in traffic, but other than that, it's great. I can't find my T30. I don't know what you do with it. You must have kicked it somewhere. I had it before you got here, now I can't find it. So clearly it's your fault.
Well, I've been needing me one of them. I ain't gonna lie.
It's to the point where like I'm almost just overdoing this. Like it's been going, it's gone very well. But like, where's my T30? I have extra T30. What am I doing? Oh, okay. They use this bag. I didn't use this one, but I'm gonna use the big one.
Come on.
Listen, it's because half my tools aren't here, so I'm doing my best with what I got, and thankfully I have.
Oh yeah, they're up in Miley.
Yeah, I've thought about like cleaning out my toolbox and just having like a nice set, but it's helpful to have several sets because here we are.
Can't go wrong. It's like like 10 mils. Have 3, 4 of them because you're gonna lose every one of them.
Oh, we were at our 2-hour mark.
Oh, perfect.
It was 8:53 when we started. Now it's 10:53. We haven't been rushing this. I've been kind of just like chilling because we have 2 hours just to kill anyway. So after this is all together, we can start her up and hopefully it's not clinking and it's fine. I've done all my checks.
Everything was tightened.
TDC, tops and TDC. These are torqued down. All the cam caps been torqued down. Everything's plugged back in, I believe.
Not that.
What? You're lying. Oh, I know that came off. I didn't pull it off. It just had done the thing.
Uh-huh. What'd you do without me?
Nah, that's back. Well, without you, I'd have my T30.
Oh, we're still on this, huh?
Hit
I wonder if that's how it happened.
Hit ground. So all I have to do after this is just put the sparky plugs, not plugs, the plug wires, back on. We can fire her up, and the neighbors are gonna be happy.
Yeah, they'll love it.
This car's not that loud though.
Nah, I'm hoping it gives it a little bit different tone to it.
Well,
I'm excited.
I'm curious to see because like I'm gonna get probably the Gaiac tune for this car with the cam file.
Yeah,
and that'll like access more of the cams, but with Miley, it took almost. I mean,
it took a while for her to break in.
I had the chip on that car, the Reflect tuning chip, and I always asked. I told you, I always asked Greg what cams he had in his car because his car loped like crazy. And he always said 262, and I didn't believe him. But now my car, after like a few years of running it, sounds like Greg's car.
Yep, has that lope.
My car has a ridiculous like chop to it, which is good. I love it.
You don't know chop,
right? So we'll see how long. I'll see if this car. It'll make a difference for sure.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be a while of driving the car with the tuning and stuff before we actually really hear it kind of sound like mine. Because these are bigger cams. This car should sound more choppy than that car.
Yeah.
But,
and you daily this car more than you did Miley at the time. So
yeah,
it should change tone.
Just like one day, I turned that car on and it's just like brop, 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 brop. I was like, whoa, this is fantastic.
Finally kicked in.
Oh, so yeah, plug wires and then
and then we're good to go.
I'm going to do one more little turn just for why not, for funsies. Like I said, it's spun around a bunch of times so far.
Hadn't felt any resistance or anything like that?
I mean, you feel the parts where you hit the compression.
Yeah.
But there's no, like, valves are hitting pistons.
Nothing stopping. Dead stop.
No, so hopefully I did my job correctly.
Yeah.
I made my points match up, and I think we're going to be okay. Or I'm going to start it, and it's going to be like marbles, and then
sound like a bucket of bolts in there.
At that point, we delete the footage.
Yep, and
I say, hey,
start fresh.
Everything. Where's the wagon at? Oh, I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. What am I doing? Oh, these. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Great. Good stuff. Awesome. Fantastic. But yeah, we should be fine to start it.
What do you say?
So plug wires are in.
Let's double check everything.
Well, I mean, it's far too late now. But as I went through, cam bolts, cam caps, timing checked out. We've rotated it, zero resistance and anything. All of this is back together. Timing covers all back on. This is all back together. This is all back together. New gasket, new gaskets.
Boom.
Either great success or great not success.
Come on.
Sounded like she had to get situated, but she's good now. Yeah.
We'll let it run for a minute, and when it comes down, and we'll see. But,
Okay. So far, it sounds pretty good. Let's hear it up here. There it goes. Good job, buddy.
I mean, running smooth.
It's not a bucket of bolts, so you're good.
I don't hear marbles. That's always fantastic. Let's see. It sounds, as I said, it sounds right now very similar.
Yeah.
It may take a few driving cycles to go through before it kind of changes a bit.
And once she warms up a little
Yeah,
bit,
once it warms up. It's raining right now. It's also late. I'm not going to drive it tonight. But successful cam install 268s. Ooh, wait. I'm getting a little bit as it's going. Like I said, with Miley, I drove the car a lot before it kind of changed more. Maybe once it warms up, it might.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it run for a minute and then I'll do an update and see. But we won't drive it tonight. We'll wait and drive it till the next video. But other than that, I think success.
Yeah, great success, buddy.
I don't hear. It's not marbles, so I love that.
That's always a win.
It's idling super smooth. So again, massive thank you, Techtonics Tuning, hooking up with the cams, the full cam. I mean, the tools. Grab the one, the plate.
Favorite thing.
This, the whole kit, the cams, the lockout plate. This thing, I love this thing. This tool is amazing.
CNC'd.
Yeah, dude, this thing's beefy. So amazing piece. Plus we have the new gaskets and the Bob's Curve gasket, just the entire package. So again, thank you to them. They'll be linked down below. And yeah, the wagon's not running some 268s.
Yeah, I'm glad you got my car running again.
And I kind of keep hearing it a little bit, but it's got a little dip in it. I can hear it now. But again, I think the more it runs, it'll start to get a bit choppier. Yeah, maybe this one here. It's getting a little carbon monoxide in the garage here. Before I done pass out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oh yeah, it's pouring now.
Yeah.
I was half contemplating driving the car real fast just for more of the video, but no, it's downpouring now. So yeah, we'll drive it in the next video, but still running good. I guess the video, if you're still here, it's getting a little more. You can kind of hear it. Just that little bump up, the little dip in there. Like I said, this is how Miley sounded when I first put the cams in, and then after tons into the driving, now she sounds. If you've heard the car in person or on video, the car sounds ridiculous. So I fully expect this car, once I get the downpipe, the high flow cat, the tune for it, she's gonna sound nasty. But I can already hear it, which is sick. Okay, now video's done.